How's it going, everyone? This is your Astrology Horoscope for Monday, August 26, 2024. I'm astrologer Alex Skyles, and welcome to the Moon Base. It's good to be here with you once again, and happy Monday. Just when we thought we were done with these mutable squares with Mars and Jupiter and Saturn and Neptune and Venus and Mercury, which is going to be 21 degrees all week until Thursday. So the biggest theme and the biggest story of the week, especially coming into Monday with this moon coming into Gemini and activating a square with the sun here, I think it's, the most important to look at Mercury. And I think we can't come into this week and let the communication errors let us, dictate the outcome of the day, right? It's like things are not going to be perfect at this moment. Things are going to be confusing, a little messy, where nobody's, really connecting fully at the moment. Words are easily being misunderstood. With Mercury retrograde and this moon sun square, this can really trigger some communication issues or, even driving issues. It's like you got to be extra cautious, extra careful, and know that it's a little loopy right now. So this moon in Gemini over these next few days is going to, bring out some different perspectives, but also it could be a clash of perspectives or, truths and non-truths, facts and fiction and, reality, what's real and what's not real, and on top of that, this Venus is 3 degrees away from opposing Neptune along with this. So this Mercury is going to be at 21 degrees all week. So this is just a moment to just not try to push too much. We don't want to overdo things. We don't want to exert ourselves emotionally. We don't want to fall into the overthinking with this moon in Gemini and these Mercury-ruled mutable squares happening. Definitely could lead us down some weird places and places we don't want to be. And I think the way to move through that is to really just detach and not try to attach emotions to difficulties that pop up and, try to remove yourself from a situation or, not try to make decisions right off the bat or, we got to solve this or resolve this now. It's like give things time, give things space this week. Once Mercury comes direct, it will square Uranus again. So it's like there's this ongoing story with these mutable squares and these fixed squares kind of happening at once, which is really, we can see this great awakening that seems to be happening. How much of it's real? It's like I'm still willing to be objective and, not fully give my beliefs, Saturn and Neptune and Pisces, and Jupiter. It's like give my full belief to a certain opinion or a certain group with this Pluto in Aquarius, which is about to come back into Capricorn. We're seeing such a massive collective awakening. And this Pluto coming back to 29 degrees of Capricorn is what we've seen, these institutions erode, in their last stretch, these Capricornian systems. We've watched them erode since 2008, slowly. It's Saturn, it's Capricorn, it's slow. It's Pluto and Capricorn, a slow death. And this is the last swing. And so we're feeling that. And these mutable squares are awakening people to a lot of what's really been happening. That, as Pluto's been moving through Capricorn, and these Capricornian systems have slowly been eroding over time. And now we can see clearly where they stand, where alliances stand. I think I said that back in August, not August. I forgot what it was, but it's like in July with that Mars Uranus. It's like that's when we're going to see alliances start to shift. We saw that in World War II with Uranus and Taurus. Like all of a sudden, it's like people who are on this team are now on this team, right? It was like Russia came, Russia was an allied power in World War II all of a sudden. So there were sudden shifts in groups and unity and power with Uranus and Taurus, and now Pluto and Capricorn. It's like we're seeing that. That's confusing the shit out of people with these mutable squares. It's like, I don't even know what to think, what to do. It's like, it's Pluto coming back into Capricorn for this moment. It's like, it's like this is where we're at, And we have to look at things from a whole, and this is a collective evolution and a collective death. And we're all processing it and going through it together, I was feeling this coming on in 2011, and I was having, almost like a existential crisis, like, questioning certain things, that is now starting to unravel, so to see people over the past, decade and a half slowly get to this point is pretty amazing. So, and these mutable squares it can feel like that. It's like, what's real? What words? Mercury retrograde with these Mercury ruled square. It's like, what is coming out of people's mouths? It's like, it's hard to tell what is real, what is true, and now it's like, the value that people are really expressing and what people truly want as a collective, it's like with this Venus and Virgo opposing Neptune this week, people want to see some real value in the world, not just some fucking AI shit, this Neptune. It's like, we want some real, tangible, physical, real value, some real shit. And when we can find that balance of, the physicality and the realness and the rawness and the nitty gritty Virgo stuff, right? And, align that with our dreams and our subconscious and the future we want to create and, our spiritual purpose and our spiritual connectedness to the divine. It's like, we want to see something real so we can actually connect to the divine. We need some real value in the world. We need something to open up that has some real purpose. And that's what this Venus opposing Neptune is really feeling like. And of course, we're moving into eclipse season with these nodes now. It's, October 3rd, I think it is. We'll have the eclipses, and of course we'll have that Pisces eclipse at the end of Virgo season. But this is, these mutable squares is like, this awakening before the real showdown happens. It's like, it's getting us ready for Pluto coming back into Capricorn. These mutable squares are like, see, can't you see it? Like, it's right in front of you, Virgo, Gemini, Mercury, it's right in front of you. Whatever it is, it's right in front of you. And as the collective, it's right in front of us. Like, you could see it. For some people, they've been able to see it. And now it's like people who may not have been able to see it now can see it clearly, or more clear. And so there is this awakening or clarity that is coming through. And when Mercury comes direct and squares Uranus again, there's like the final like shock, like, oh, to the mind, to the brain. So this is a powerful moment, and this is a powerful way to kick off this week too. It's like, I feel like this week, Mercury coming direct, Pluto coming back into Capricorn this weekend. This is a massive week. And so to kick this off with this kind of like these mutable squares again, and there is positive energy as well coming into this week. I mean, this Venus opposing Neptune, while it's, making a trine to Uranus, there is a positive outcome that is unexpected, and it can be healing. It could lead us to a better physical, more healthy place, and that can increase our value and increase our worth or increase our status or our financial, or that could, a sudden shift and change that comes into our life that, can alter our financial circumstances, with this Venus-Uranus trine that's about to happen with, Venus opposing Neptune. It's like, as long as it's aligned with our dreams, and Uranus is not too far off of a sextile to Uranus. So it's like, there is support. There's still a positive outcome as we're going through one of the most intense phases as a collective. That, to me, this week is kicking off with Mercury coming direct while Pluto coming back into Capricorn. And we know what's going on in the collective and how important and delicate and tense of a time this is. So, I don't think it's any secret to where we're headed. We could definitely count on a lot of surprises and a lot of shocks, especially with Mercury coming direct, and we'll square Uranus one more time for the third and final time. So, we have to expect the unexpected and be willing to be malleable and mutable, because these fixed squares with Uranus is, it's trying to break us out of these fixed states. And these mutable squares, it's just like it wants to hold on to something for dear life. It's like the fixed squares are just like rooted right here, and these square points really put on that pressure to really break you out of that fixed state. But these mutable squares is like the inverse of that. It's like the mutable squares, it's like our minds are all over the place. We're all over the place, communication's all over the place. We just want to center that energy. So there is this contradiction as well with these squares that we've been going through over these past few weeks. So, then we still got to get through Virgo season, and we're going to be experiencing that, and that new eclipse in Pisces, that one's going to be, it's beautiful, Neptune's involved, but there's definitely going to be some deception involved with that eclipse that could be some illusion to try to alter the course of things or try to manipulate a perspective to make it look like some sort of way when it's really not, in some hypnotic way, or, of course, with Pisces and Virgo and eclipse, it's like, I hope none of these fucking talks of these diseases or whatever the shit, we got to be concerned about that and look out for that with that eclipse and, with Neptune and Saturn, things like that being manipulated with Neptune. So, and of course, I think whatever does go down with that eclipse with Neptune and, that Pisces eclipse, it's like those Aries Libra eclipses, it's like that's when things get real personal, because that's like the last North Node, South Node, Aries Libra eclipse before the nodes fully move into Virgo and Pisces. So we'll have North Node in Pisces, South Node in Virgo by January. Well, Mars is retrograding, so this is this second half of the year. It's nonstop, and this is a moment in this week. This week is a moment where this great awakening that we've seen start to bubble up, and people start to really shift perspectives and like, wow, like, in our personal lives and in the collective, I know I'm seeing it in my personal life and, my perspective of what's going on. So it's just really wild, because what's happening within is happening outside of us. And it's a beautiful thing to be a part of. So I will see you all tomorrow, and I hope you have a wonderful Monday. Peace out.